Ursi's Unique Eats. I'm Ursula, also known as Ursi, and this is my kitchen. I know I've been saying this a lot lately, but it is hot, hot, hot in my kitchen. The heat just won't let up in New York City, and having no air conditioning unit in my kitchen window has been getting to me. So I came up with a super easy, no-bake dessert. In fact, you freeze it. I am making a fruity frozen yogurt pie. This recipe is inspired by a local ice cream shop that does an ice cream pie, and they've been doing that ice cream pie since I was maybe 4 or 5, and I love that ice cream pie. But I can't eat ice cream pie every day in the summer, so I've come up with my own version at home, and I'm very excited to share it with you today. Come check out the ingredients you'll need to make your very own fruity frozen yogurt summer pie. To make this pie at home, you'll need the following ingredients. 1 9-inch prepared graham cracker crust. You can bake your own, you can buy your own. It's up to you. You don't have to tell anyone which one you did, but I think it's a little obvious. I bought one. It's really hot and I didn't feel like doing it. So, 9-inch prepared graham cracker crust. Then you'll need 1 pint of strawberries chopped up into some slices, so like that. 3 cups of Greek yogurt. I'm making a light version of an ice cream pie. So in order to make it light, I'm using non-fat Greek yogurt. You can use full-fat Greek yogurt, you can use 2% fat Greek yogurt, you can use whatever kind of Greek yogurt you want. And in fact, today I've learned that it's really hard to say Greek yogurt, Greek yogurt, Greek yogurt all the time. But I'm using 3 cups of non-fat Greek yogurt. You're gonna need about a tablespoon of honey. I keep my honey in my bear. It's just really hard to measure and put in a little thing for you guys. 1 ounce of sugar-free vanilla pudding mix. Again, I'm making a light version of this pie. If you want to use full sugar jello mix, pudding mix, go for it. I'm using sugar-free. 1/4 cup of rainbow sprinkles, because everything needs rainbow sprinkles in the summer. And that's all you'll need for this pie, plus space in your freezer. Make sure you go clear out some freezer space right now. I certainly have to. Let's get mixing and get this pie in the freezer. The first step to making this pie might seem a little weird. We're gonna take our sliced strawberries, put them in a bowl, and we're going to use this handy dandy potato masher that I have here from Thanksgiving. Just can't get that strawberry out. And we're gonna mash our strawberries up a little bit. I know it kind of seems crazy, but what we're doing is releasing a lot of the juices and breaking the strawberries up into bite-sized pieces at the same time. We're working smarter, not harder here. So we're gonna get a nice strawberry flavor dispersed in our yogurt. We're gonna get a pretty pink filling. Who doesn't love a pretty pastel pink filling in the summer? Now, the key here is that you definitely wanna mash it, but you don't wanna like obliterate all the strawberries. So just keep mashing till yours kind of looks like mine. I'd say, yeah, like right about there. I've got some bigger pieces. I've got lots of juice, and then I've got definitely some bite-sized pieces. It's all about texture. You want to give people different textures in your fruity frozen yogurt pie. So now that I've got my mashed strawberries, I'm going to add all of my Greek yogurt. Pop, 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 pop. If you don't like Greek yogurt because of the tang, I totally get that. I happen to love Greek yogurt, but I live with a Greek yogurt hater. You're not going to taste too much tang in this pie, so you can try it and see if you like it, or maybe you can use low-fat plain yogurt, but I haven't done that, so I'm not sure. All right, I've got my yogurt. Now I'm gonna mix in my pudding mix. This gives it a really like nice, sweet kind of ice cream flavor. I know it's kind of like a weird ingredient. And then we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of honey, because nothing says summertime like honey. Plus it adds a nice natural sweetness. Look at that. Beautiful. There's always like a little honey left in the tablespoon, but close enough. Now we are going to mix. I think I'm just gonna mix with my tablespoon. All right, so you'll see as we're mixing, it's gonna slowly turn like pink and yellow from the pudding mixture, but I promise it all comes together as pink. All right, as you've seen, I've just stirred very rigorously for a long time because I really wanted to make sure that that pudding mixture gets incorporated in. Now, you'll see you got like a nice, chunky, kind of pale pink strawberry mixture. At this point, I highly recommend you use a spoon to just lightly taste it. Make sure that sweetness is coming along right. Make sure you like it. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. That is good. If you don't think it's sweet enough, add a little bit more honey, but I think this is good to go. Now, we're going to add our sprinkles into the mix. And it can be a little challenging when adding sprinkles because you don't want to break them up and get like all sorts of little rainbow colors in the pie. So we're going to add a 4th cup of sprinkles. Look at that. That just looks like summer fun in a bowl. Oh my goodness. And then you're going to use a silicone spatula or something to gently fold. So remember, when we fold, we start at the end, we flip in, we turn the bowl. We start at the end, we flip in, we turn the bowl. And flip in, turn the bowl. Now you'll see the sprinkles are disappearing a little bit. They're getting mixed in with the strawberries and the yogurt. Don't worry, we're gonna sprinkle more on top. Kind of looks like a Tutti Frutti jelly bean. And that's when you know it is ready to go. So I'm gonna give it just 2 more quick folds and I'm gonna throw it on into my pie pan and I can't wait to show you what that looks like. All right, time to fill our pie crust. Now, just a pro tip. We might have a little bit more filling than we do pie crust. Don't freak out if that happens to you. Sometimes that happens. You can just eat the filling later. So I'm just gonna take a nice big scoop and toss it down in the middle. I'm not worrying about making it look pretty yet. Not worrying about it being even. I am just trying to get as much pie filling into the pie plate as possible. My goodness, I should have named this Tutti Frutti pie because it looks like a Tutti Frutti jelly bean. And I don't know why that thought's never occurred to me when I've made it before, but I guess it hasn't because I haven't been talking to a camera. All right, so I'm gonna pop all that in. I have a little bit on my finger, but I think I've got a wipe here. Yes, I do. And now I'm gonna use an offset spatula. You could also use a butter knife to just kind of spread it out. So I'm pushing the yogurt down. Now is when I'm worrying about trying to get it even. Just spreading it. Now, you can fill the pie as much or as little as you like. If you're like me and you love the graham cracker crust, you can just leave it as a low-filled pie and have more crust than pie. Your pie to crust ratio will be a little different. But I'm gonna add another scoop because I like I like graham cracker crust too, but I also like a nice filled pie, and my fiance just tasted this batter and he said he liked it, so I know I won't be the only one eating it this time. All right, look at that sweet summer pie right there. I love it. The final step before putting it in the freezer is to, of course, add some more sprinkles. So I'm just gonna take like small handfuls, and call those like about a tablespoon each, and just lightly sprinkle some sprinkles on top. That way it's like extra pretty when you look at it. You don't want to overdo it, but you also don't want to underdo it. It's like a medium is more situation. Not a less is more, not a more is more. Medium is more here. All right, I just can't not look at this pie and not smile. It seems so summery and so ready to go. This pie needs to go into your freezer. Now, you can certainly freeze it overnight or for about 4 to 6 hours. And then probably when you serve it, I'd like leave it out for a little bit to soften it up, but definitely cover it before you go. So if you're like me and you used a store-bought crust, then you've got this great little thing that came with it that you can just cover it with. If not, use some aluminum foil. Aluminum foil saves the day. So just sealing this nice and tight so it doesn't get any freezer burn. And into the freezer we go. And here our pie is fresh from the freezer. Look at that. I can see that it looks a little bit different frozen, and maybe you see that too, but when you freeze stuff, it looks a little bit different. Pro tip, as you see, I've cut one adorable little slice and I'm gonna pull out and show you guys, but especially if your pie's been in the freezer overnight like mine, I would take it out about a half hour before you wanna cut it because it gets rock hard. My freezer's like a deep freeze, so it freezes things really well. So I left this out for about a half hour. I cut one slice. I wish I could cut more, but I'm not gonna eat this whole pie today. And I'm just gonna use my fork to very carefully get under the graham cracker crust and pop it up. The first slice of pie is always the hardest and the ugliest, but look at that. Gorgeous. Now, I lost some of the crust, but take a look. You could just pick it up and place it under there, and no one has to know. You just put things back together, really. All right, look at that. This pie, this fruity frozen yogurt pie, is done. It's delicious. It smells great. I can't wait to jump in and take a bite. If you make this recipe at home, let me know how it goes in the comment section down below. And as always, I'm Ursi from Ursi's Unique Eats. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give our channel a like, maybe even subscribe if you're interested in more recipes, and we put out videos every Thursday. So until then, enjoy!